Hello everybody, welcome to my sewing channel, which is called Sewing Up Style, and I am Laura. Today's video is about sewing up essentials, and I am going to be kind of more of a vloggy style than trying to follow a format and notes, just because it has been crazy around my house. My son graduates tomorrow, and this week has been doing one thing after another. Work has been busy, so I just got into the sewing room as much as I could and wanted to share with you some of these essentials that I made. The first one I'll talk about is I actually made this t-shirt for my son's birthday, which was in the beginning of May. So it was KnowMe 2048, and it's just this t-shirt. I had gotten some fabric about a year ago from Fabric Mart. It's a thicker cotton knit, and it has eggs with happy faces in them. It is adorable. Actually, just a sec, I'm gonna go get it. Okay, so this is what it looks like. I think it's so cute, and at the time he was younger, and I think he thought it would be cute for a shirt. Well, now he is like 17. He's like, I don't want to wear that out. So I was trying to decide what I should do with the fabric, and I wanted to make him a shirt for his birthday, and I had limited time. So I decided I would make the KnowMe pattern, and if he didn't want it, I could take it, because we're both like, they're so tall and broad-shouldered that I fit pretty much any shirt that I make for them. I can fit into, especially when there's as much ease as is in this pattern. So I whipped it up in no time at all. It took me maybe 4 hours to cut out the shirt, sew it up, and have it ready to go. It's just 3 pieces, the front, the back, and the neck collar. I did have some troubles putting on the collar, but I don't think it was obviously the pattern's fault. I just, the way it was feeding through, I ended up with some puckers. Let's see if I can show you. You can see there are puckers, and I was not going to go back and rip it out. I did rip out selected spots and tried to kind of smooth them down, and it was better, but yeah, it definitely. And then I did go back. Oh, let me see. I did go back and just did another seam underneath this one, and so that held it. I mean, like, that made the neckband hold lower, so it took up more of the fabric, so it made it lay flatter. But really, you cannot, I mean, it's not like anything's drastically wrong with it, and since if he was going to keep it, I figured he'd probably wear it for like bed or lounge clothes or whatever. It's not a big deal. And he did decide he wanted to keep it, and he did decide that he would like me to make some for him to wear out, because it is a really cute t-shirt. I mean, so nice. I tried it on because I wanted to see what it looked like on me, and did it really fit. I made a 38 for him, and so I put on the 38 and it fit perfectly. So I still don't get this one, but I did find when I was shopping for graduation things yesterday at Walmart, I happened to go by the fabric section, and I found this lovely, beautiful, whoops, knit. I am in love with it. It is so pretty. It's like a painting, like a, not really a Monet, but kind of. It's got that kind of washed out look to it, and it is pretty thick. It's, I think, I don't know, I think it's might be considered a sweater knit, but my hand's under there and you can't see it. Well, maybe you can't see it. You can see my finger right there. But just laying, I mean, it's opaque enough that I don't think anybody, I mean, like, it'll be fine. This is going to be made into this. it's a really nice pattern, and it's so easy to make. And if you want a little bit different t-shirt, I would say go get this pattern. It is really nice. Okay, so that was my first essential that I made, and that I'm going to be making more of probably this week. But I also wanted to make a t-shirt for me. I was thinking about Simplicity. I can't remember the number, but I will put a picture in. I had made this t-shirt, the one with the gathered sleeves, last summer. It's a little bit big, so I thought maybe I would make it again and just make it in the next smallest size down, which would be a 16. I'm pretty sure I made an 18. I really like the shape of the t-shirt, but I started looking at it and I was like, no, maybe not. So I went through all of my knit patterns and ended up organizing my patterns one night when I really needed to be sewing, but I couldn't make a decision, and that was a nice distraction. So now all my knit patterns are separated from my woven patterns, which will help when I am trying to find patterns. I think I'm happy I did that, but I found New Look 6626 and decided this was the pattern for me. The reason why was that it is a little bit different. It's a cute t-shirt. It has a nice shape to it. This cute little detail up here with the little V in the front. I thought when I got it that it had, like when I decided to make it, that both versions have elastic in the sleeves here. But actually the dress one does not have elastic in the sleeves. It's just a hemmed sleeve, which is good because I wasn't going to do that anyway. My only concern was that it was going to be kind of short on the sleeves, because you can see here it almost is like a cap sleeve practically. But I decided to just go with it. I chose this fabric, and this fabric also is a Walmart bundle. There was enough of this that I didn't want to make a set. I just didn't have time to sew a skirt and a shirt, and I really just kind of wanted to use up this fabric. So I decided instead of making a t-shirt for myself, I'd make myself a t-shirt dress. So that's what I did. Initially, it went well. There's not very many pieces. Let me start by saying that. There's the front and the back. There's this little facing, which I will show you in a minute because it's kind of funny. The whole story of why it didn't go well starts with the facing. And I think that's it. The facing, that's just turned up. Oh, and the pockets. So it does have pockets, and let me show you. I will do a full twirl, but look at those, and they're perfect, like at the right height. Exactly right. You start off by doing the little V here, and I'm going to take off, well, I can't take off the microphone here. I'll take it off and I'll hold it. You take the facing, you lay it on the front, right sides together, you sew like that, and then you clip, and then you flip. And what happened was I didn't pay attention, and I thought, because let me show you, the wrong side of this fabric looks similar. So you can see the facing though. I put it right sides together on the inside of the front. And so what happened then was that I had already sewn the V and I had clipped it. And then I went, I'm supposed to be flipping this. Why can I not flip this? And then I realized what I did. And then I was sad. I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Because now I didn't have any more fabric to make a new t-shirt. And I had already, like you sew twice on this, trying to rip it out of a knit with the little tiny zigzag stitch was not going to happen. So what I did was I just, there is a seam. Let me get close enough. There is a seam here. So I just sewed along the edge to hold that seam so that it doesn't rip out. And then down here where I clipped, I sewed down and around and then back up, and then I tried to sew as close to that to hold it down, and then I put fray stop, and that is it. Because it has the interfacing on it, I'm hoping that will help to make sure it doesn't fray right down there. But yeah, after that though, things went very well. Let me put this back on. Okay. After you get the little V on, sorry, I'm not sitting straight, so it looks really terrible. I need to sit up straight because otherwise I'm like all hunched and it looks bad. So, what was I saying? Oh, after you get the little V done, you turn this under and make a casing, and you just sew it around, and then you put the casing, you put the elastic in, and then you put the pockets on, and then you sew up the side seam, and then you, oh yeah, before you do the casing, you of course have to do the shoulder seams, but then you do the casing, and then you do the pockets, the side seams, hem the sleeves and the hem the hem, and then you're done. So it took me maybe an hour to cut out, and then maybe 4 or 5 hours to sew. The reason it took me so long to sew was because the mistakes I made, and I did also serge all the pieces before I sewed them together. Because of the pockets, I didn't feel comfortable sewing with the serger to do like the side seams and things. But yeah, it was really easy. I will be making more of these t-shirts as well. The only thing is this, like you can see it's sliding. I like this, how it has the little kind of ruching, not ruching. The wrinkles? I don't know what you call it, but I like this a lot. And I know people say you're not, oh look at that, it ended up matching on both sides. Well, that's cool. Anyway, sorry, I didn't know that. That's exciting. I know people say you should not be sewing, like especially plump people like me should not be sewing with stripes going horizontally. They should go vertically. Yeah, that's right, right? Yeah, that's right. But I number one, I think that sometimes it can make you look smaller because it kind of, I don't know, it just, to me, it seems like it makes me look smaller sometimes. I don't feel like this dress makes me feel large, and the shape of the dress is really nice. Oh, I forgot to say, I did make a extra large. So that is actually a size larger than I normally make, and the reason for that is that I wanted it to skim my body. I did not want it to hug my body, and I definitely didn't want a bodycon type of dress. So I chose based off of the bust measurements. The finished bust measurements for the large is a 41, and I'm a full bust of about 42, 43. And even though they say size down with knits, I had just read the New Threads magazine has a kind of a knit guide in it, and it talked about those different levels of knitwear and ease. And I was like, yes, body skimming. I don't like it when it's touching me and hugging my fat rolls. So I was like, I'll do the sized up. And I was hoping that it would make the sleeves long enough, and it did. I think that's a big reason why the sleeves come down as far as they do. So overall, I am extremely happy with this dress. I'm very happy with the pattern. I will be making some t-shirts like this, and highly recommend. So if you have not picked this up yet and you still have a Hobby Lobby that still has some patterns for sale, I recommend you run and go get that too, because 99 cents. And then this pattern bundle was probably $8. So I got a nice knit dress for $9. Then, last but not least, is the one I didn't get done because of everything else, like organizing my patterns, going to the Ren Fair, preparing for graduation tomorrow. But we had, I've made this one up. This is the, I'm making the short sleeved one. It's Simplicity 9379. And I have made this long one for my son with his dinosaur t-shirt. I wonder where that went. And then I made one for my husband a couple of months ago in that textured cream knit. And so we're trying for him, we're trying the same pattern but short sleeved because he likes his sleeves longer. And these look like they're going to be quite long. So I am making it out of that curry, I think it's called curry knit. It's a double knit, and it's the same knit that I'm going to use for my dress, but I'm going to make it for him in a t-shirt, and we'll see if he likes it. Because if he likes it, I'll probably be making more. But I didn't get it done. You can see though, all cut out. Just needs to be made. I have to go today and go get some thread because I have no thread that color because I don't typically wear that color. So who do you think wore the shirt better? Or do you think it's a tie? Do you think it looks better on him? Do you think it looks better on me? I don't know. Let me know what you think. And do you think that you might want to sew up this KnowMe pattern or the New Look pattern, or neither, or both? I am curious to see what you guys think of the different styles of t-shirt. Do you have any t-shirt patterns that I might want to get? Because when I was looking, I was like, yep, t-shirt, yep, t-shirt. They were all kind of boring, and so that's why I chose the New Look one. It was just a little bit different, a little interesting. So also, I don't have a lot of knowledge of indie patterns. So if you have an indie pattern that you really like, it's like your go-to t-shirt pattern, could you let me know? So coming up, I am planning on finishing my husband's t-shirt, but I have another project that you can look forward to seeing, and that is made for my mom out of this fabric. So on Mother's Day, I gave her this fabric. I got this fabric from Walmart about 2 weeks ago, and it is so light and soft and fluffy, and I'm hoping it's not a swimsuit knit. It's awfully thin if it is, but it's cool to the touch. It does not feel like swimsuit. It just feels like a polyester, and very drapey, and I actually loved it. But I thought my mom would look lovely in it, and I could make her something for Mother's Day. So on Mother's Day, I gave her this fabric, and I said, what would you like me to make out of it? Do you want another one of those like caftan things that I made you before, like last year? Or do you want to have, I pulled a couple of patterns over for her. I also had gotten her a caftan pattern, and I was like, what do you want? What do you want? And I didn't say it that cranky though. That sounded really cranky to me. But she made a choice, and I'm not going to tell you what the choice is, but that is what I'm going to be sewing up. So hopefully next Friday's video will be about this. All right, thank you to everybody who has subscribed in this last week. It has been amazing, makes my heart all full. I can't tell you how glad I am that you want to stick around for a while and see what else I have to offer you as far as content and sewing happiness. Thank you to everybody who has been here, and I will see you next week with another video. Bye.